You are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My wife and I both attended public high schools, and she performed much better than I did. She was valedictorian, and I will not comment further. But in our choice, in our family, we actually decided to homeschool our children. And we actually did that across, I think, 5 or 6 different jurisdictions, including different states, always having to interpret the rules and to comply with the rules. And that required a lot of effort. And again, I salute my fantastic wife for the success of our children through that process and their ongoing success as children, as adults. In my district, just in the last month, I have visited 2 fantastic schools. The first is the Fremont Elementary School, part of East Syracuse Manoa School District. It is a public school. It's extremely well run and well organized, has tremendous outcomes, it has great leadership, and most of all, it has great teachers. Dr. Desiato, who runs that school district, is truly exceptional in her work, and I commend her. In the poorest parts, or adjacent or near the poorest parts of Syracuse, there's another school. It's called the Syracuse Science Academies of New York, and it's a charter school run by Dr. Tolga Hayali, and also has spectacular success. Truly enjoyed getting to read my favorite books to a 2nd grade class there and answer questions about life on submarines. And so just in my district, we have 2 fantastic examples of both public schools and charter schools. And yet also in my district, we have some of the poorest schools and some of the worst performing schools. And I find that unfair. Mrs. Allen, you are the star of the show. Thank you for being here. With all respect to the others, but your personal story is truly inspiring. In your area of Jacksonville, where were the best public schools that you were aware of in Jacksonville?
So actually, unfortunately, there are still no schools of choice on the east side of Jacksonville where I grew up, and the schools that were underperforming when I went are still underperforming.
Which were the best performing in the greater Jacksonville area?
It would have been on the more affluent side of the city, on the south side, in the San Marco downtown area. Private schools were probably the best pick for families.
So it seems like a simple solution. Why didn't your family simply move into the wealthy neighborhoods?
We couldn't afford it.
Or perhaps attend the private schools?
Yep, we couldn't afford it. We do have a system of choice in this country, to your point, and it's based on zip code. If you can afford to buy a house in a wealthy community, you have school choice. But unfortunately, parents don't have that opportunity. Lower income parents, even lower middle class parents, don't have that opportunity to pay for a house in a great district.
Approximately how many miles would you say it is between the east side of your neighborhood and some of these south side schools that were high performing? Approximately how many miles would you say?
I would say about 5 miles from Jacksonville to a great school, which is just right across the river.
And so your opportunity to attend a school of your choice, did it require that you move?
No, it didn't. Actually, I was able to go to a private school on scholarship and drive to that school. We didn't have to move from the neighborhood, yeah.
So you were able to stay in your neighborhood, and because of the choice, you were able to markedly change your education opportunities.
That's right.
Okay. Well, I think that's a wonderful story, and seems like the easiest solution to overcome geography and a lot of the discrepancy that we see in our public school system. So thank you for sharing your testimony.